Welcome everybody, it's Mike Newton here at Lytham Golf Academy. I've got an iron head-to-head here, two forged irons. I've got the brand new Titleist 718 AP2 iron, and I'm going to put that up against the Wilson V6 forged iron. So recently done reviews of both these irons on my channel, which you're more than welcome obviously to go and check out. Equally impressed with both of these irons on different ways really, but looks especially, obviously feel, both forged irons, both feel incredibly good. And I'm going to put these head to head here, and this is a video that some of you guys have been requesting out there. So these are both 7 irons. We're going to look at lofts first. So the AP2 is coming at 34 degrees, okay, which is pretty, you know, a nice bit of loft there really, compared to obviously the more sort of stronger irons out there. The Wilson V6 is actually 35, which is very weak for sort of nowadays. So there is a degree difference in loft here. I've both got them in the similar shaft, similar length, and similar lie angle here. So we're going to hit a couple of shots with each. We'll look at some numbers on GC2 HMT and maybe give you guys a little bit of feedback of looks, feel, and if there's any differences in performance. Okay guys, so we're going to start off with the Wilson iron first. So as I say, this is 35 degrees of loft in a 7 iron, and I'm a big fan of this iron. I think it looks absolutely stunning down by the golf ball. There's some very clean looks, very little offset there, very sort of nice, sort of slim, maybe to medium top edge there, but nice sort of a squat head shape here. So I've got myself set up about 175 yards out from the green here. So we'll see some accuracy numbers as well as obviously distance and spin, but let's get this first one underway. Okay, so nice strike, opening shot there, hitting that green quite nicely, nice solid opening shot there. Again, felt great, you know, the flight is, we're sort of seeing some highish ball flights with this, obviously with the loft playing a big part of that, but it feels obviously really nice and soft. Yeah, I mean that just feels really, really crisp off the club face there. It feels really quite solid. Again, 168 carry there, so it's a good number. We're not going to expect some long yardages with this iron because of the loft situation. It's looking more, hopefully, like consistent sort of launch angle spin numbers here. Definitely seeing a nice tight sort of dispersion there, which is very nice. Yeah, that feels superb. You know, big fan of the Wilson iron, as I say. It feels superb. That looked like I had quite a lot of stop. Carrying at 165, yeah, spinning at 7. So loads of spin here, loads of control when that comes into land. Obviously, we're not seeing some big distances, but it's not designed for that. It's more consistent to that spin and control that golf ball. So let's flick over to AP2 and hit some shots there. Obviously, that is a degree stronger, so we'll take that into account, but we'll hit some shots with that and then look at some numbers. Right guys, so obviously we've got AP2 in our hands here now. So as I say, 34 degrees of loft here. This is a really nice looking iron here. As I say, I've done a review of this on my channel already, so you can obviously go and check that out. But very nice looking golf club here. Very much aimed at the player who's wanting that consistent. Now definitely as I put that down by the golf ball, I'm seeing a slightly larger profile from heel to toe, maybe than the Wilson. So a little bit of a larger head length there, but the top edge is very similar in terms of being fairly sort of slim to medium, very little offset. Okay, I'll give this first one a hit. Yeah, I mean that feels great, feels good, feels soft, flight looks great, nice opening shot there, carrying at 169, yeah, spinning at 7-1 that particular shot. You know, that's what we're sort of going to expect from this club. Maybe see a little bit less spin with this because of that little degree less loft there, but we'll look at the averages at the end. Okay, that wasn't quite as crisp, a little bit toey that. Nice and straight though. Really straight golf shot, yeah, 164, so just dropped off a little bit there. in terms of that distance, just purely on a bit of strike there, but kept its accuracy there, which was obviously nice. Yeah, feels great. You know, I think with each of these irons, there's not a lot you can really tell between them in terms of feel. You know, they're both very good looking irons, both slightly different in the look. I think the Wilson's maybe a little bit more rounded on its front edge and over the sort of the back of the top edge of the golf club. The AP2 looks a little bit more sort of square lines, if that makes sense. It's maybe hard to explain there. So as the leading edge comes out of the hose, it looks a lot sort of squarer as you sit it behind the golf ball. Front edge isn't maybe as rounded there as the Wilson, but I think, you know, I'm equally liking both of those clubs in terms of the looks. The feel, it's very hard to tell between them. I mean, they both feel really soft, really responsive there. Flight looks very, very similar in terms of launch, the way it sort of peaks out. And I'm guessing we're not going to see huge differences in numbers here, but it's obviously that little degree of loft change there might just sort of change numbers probably more than anything. Obviously a little bit of my strike as well. Okay, so I'll hit the last shot with the AP2. Right, just pull that fraction, and it was a fraction actually. I pulled that a little bit more than I actually did. Ended up being quite a decent shot, to be fair. But that's just gone a little bit further. Ball speed just picked up a little bit there, and that's just dropped that spin number a fraction there. But again, that is just more me than the club doing that. Okay, so let's look at some numbers in a little bit more detail between those two clubs. Okay, let's look at some numbers. So 94 against 94, club head speed, 123 against 122 on ball speed. So AP2 just fractionally down there on ball speed by 1 mile an hour. Launch angle very, very similar, fraction higher with AP2. Let's look at spin number here. So 7.6 with the Wilson and down to 7 there. That last one, as I say, just pulled that fraction there. That's just drop that spin down a tiny bit there, which obviously just made that go out a little bit further on distance there. But averaging around that 7,000 mark, you see Wilson's a lot higher on that spin number there, which is definitely going to come in and land a little bit better there. I mean, average distance between those two, 167. Obviously, that slightly longer one there with the Titleist one there. But you can see very tight on the Wilson, 165 up to 168 there. So really quite a tight dispersion to front to back, which is equally as important, maybe as important for the better player here, is trying to hit a number from a distance from the fairway. Okay guys, so there we have it, AP2 against the Wilson V6. I think two really good irons there. I mean, obviously Titleist has got a name, AP2's been out for 10 years or so. Obviously, it's a tour validated golf club there, you know, me on tour using it. Wilson, obviously, is on tour there. Obviously, it's not a brand up there, maybe as much as Titleist in terms of the bigness of the name. But I'll tell you what, don't rule that out. That is a cracking iron. And I think it's definitely one you've got to get in your hands and try it to appreciate it. You know, I was always a little bit sceptical of it. I never had or ever used a Wilson golf club, to be honest. I've seen them in the past, but more of the game improvement irons, not so much the players' irons, but that is beautiful. I mean, that's a great looking iron, and so is the AP2. I think it definitely comes down to a bit of personal choice here. Maybe see what your numbers are during a fit. Obviously get inspect up correctly for yourself and look at spin numbers. And I'm guessing you're not going to see a huge difference between those two, but one might just take your eye a little bit more than the other in terms of the shape of the head, the look of it. And you may feel a little bit of difference in feel. I personally couldn't between those. You know, I felt when I missed the middle. But I felt that with both, and they both feel as probably equally as soft in terms of coming off the club face there. Both got this bit of tungsten in there, you know, a bit more visible than a Wilson against the Titleist, which Titleist is all under the bonnet in a way. But I tell you what, two great irons there for the player who wants that control and that little bit more consistency. Okay guys, thanks for watching. Hope you found the video interesting. I'm going to try and get more of these head-to-heads together, so hit that subscribe button up there so you can get notifications as soon as they go live on my channel. Do follow me on my social media platforms if you can, and hopefully I'll catch up with you all very soon.